The Union fire overshot sometimes too. But when they overshot, what do they hit? How about 12,500 Confederate soldiers waiting behind the artillery, waiting to make the attack? One of those was a 22-year-old named Jeremiah Gage from the 11th Mississippi Company A. Gage was back behind the lines minding his own business when a shell fragment, not this very one, but this is a Civil War shell fragment, hit him on the right side. It passed completely through his body, scooped out one of his organs, exited his left side, and shattered his left elbow. His friends put him on a stretcher, put a blanket over him, and carried him to a surgeon by the name of Holt, who's the source of the story. The surgeon started to examine his elbow. His elbow? Jeremiah, still conscious, looks over at the doc and says, "Doc, don't waste your time, I'm dying." And the surgeon says, "Nah, Jerry, you lost your arm is all. You're not gonna die from this, don't worry." And Jeremiah says, "Doc, that one there ain't where the real hurting is. Look under the blanket." So the doctor was skeptical. He pulled the blanket back. There should have been blood all over that blanket in the stretcher. He wrote he was amazed. There was this hole through the man's body. He got closer to examine to try to figure out what was going on. And he wrote there was just a black ooze emanating from the wound. The theory was that it was so hot when it went through that it cauterized the blood vessels. He tells him, "Son, you're dying. All I can do is give you some painkiller," and he poured some blackjack. I'm not sure exactly what that is. I've been told it's a liquid opium. But the doctor said, "Before you drink this, you best write someone if you have anybody you want to write to, because you won't be able to think straight." So, in the trees over there on the other side of the field, Jeremiah Gage on July 3rd, 1863, wrote one last letter home. This is a copy of that last letter. Very shaky handwriting.
Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, July 3rd. My dear mother, this is the last you may ever hear from me. I have time to tell you that I died like a man. Bear my loss as best as you can. Remember that I am true to my country, and my greatest regret at dying is that she is not free, and that you and my sisters are robbed of my worth, whatever that may be. I hope this will reach you, and you must not regret that my body cannot be obtained. It is a mere matter of form anyhow. This is for my sisters too, as I cannot write more. Send my dying release to Miss Mary. You know who. J.S. Gage, Company A, 11th Mississippi. P.S. This letter is stained with my blood.
When he was finished with the letter, he asked for that blackjack. He lifted it up. His friends were still there who had carried him in on a stretcher. He said, "Gather round me, boys, for one last toast. I shan't be offering any of this to you." And he drank it down. Doctor said he was dead about an hour later. He was one of 10,000 people who lost their lives here. And though it's a peaceful place today, as you hear the birds and as we visit, remember we're here for a pretty tragic reason. Lincoln said, "The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here."